I hear from young ladies on campus all the time, Charlie, I don't want to get married because I want to prioritize my sleep. I don't want kids, and I'm the most important thing in the world. And
Yeah.
so you're like one of the most important, I have to compliment you, female voices out there in Christianity. I know how to speak to young men, sort of young women, not really, but like, how do I even respond to the me, selfish narcissism that I
Mm.
encounter so much?
I think that I would probably ask that person, "Are you happy?" Because most people who say, I prioritize me, I want to put myself first, I want to do what feels good, those people typically aren't happy. Those people typically really struggle with deep depression and anxiety and discontentment and poor relationships and toxic friendships and all of these problems. But they're constantly being fed a message that the problem isn't you, the problem is everything else. And once you get rid of all of these toxic factors in your life and you truly find yourself and discover yourself and fulfill yourself and put yourself first, then you'll kind of be liberated from your depression and anxiety. But as I've said a lot, the self can't be both the problem and the solution. You're trying to solve the problem that you're finding inside yourself with yourself, and that's illogical and it's ineffective. It never works. So that's probably where I would start, just talking to them about how they feel, which every girl likes to talk about that.
That is true. I'm writing this down. That's really smart. The self can't be both the problem and the solution.
Yes.
So we both know what the solution is. The solution's the cross. The solution's Christ.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I find this manifested to the surface most quickly on the abortion argument. Because if I'm debating a man on abortion, it's actually very different. He'll try to get me on like reason or scientific technicality, of which there is none.
Yeah.
But a young lady is, how dare you tell me that I am in charge of my own dominion and I feel as if I should be. It's a very different type of line.
Mm-hmm.
And so is that really the root of why America's embraced abortion so much?
Well, I do say, and I say this about a lot of issues, that we've exchanged the God of Scripture for the God of self. And I argue that the God of self has two highest values, and those two high values are autonomy and authenticity. Now, autonomy and authenticity, just like empathy, and we can get into this, can be good values when they are submitted to absolute truth. But when they're not, when they are your absolute values, they're justifications for sin. So autonomy becomes a justification for sin when you say, well, I control myself, I control my body, so much so that you're literally willing to sacrifice an unborn child on the altar of what you want. Authenticity can become this bad value when you say, well, I want to be true to myself, so I'm going to allow my self-identity to trump physical reality or my biology. And so those two main values that the God of self hoists up as supreme, authenticity and autonomy, are really used as justifications of all kinds of depravity.
Totally.